Okay, so I want to tell a story, but I mean, it's not really even a story. It's just recounting what happened a few days ago. But before I do that, take a look at this. Look, look what I got. Look at that. Well, let's get it all in frame. Boom. 49 keys, 4 octaves, keyboard, connects with a printer cable. Printer cable. And it is the Nectar SE49. SE49 Nectar. And you've got the pitch wheel. This can also, this is like the modulation of the pitch as well. So like the warble. I in Serum, the VST or the plugin that I use, it's called Fine Pitch, and so you can modulate the fine pitch, and this is just basically how much it modulates, the range of the modulation of the pitch. So basically how out of tune it can be when you press that note. It makes more sense if you've messed around in Serum. Oh, and yeah, and you've got the octave keys. I actually don't know. So it says play, like it's got that play head, and then it's got that record button. So I'm guessing you can set up those differently too. And then there's the transpose functions as well. So you've got octaves and then transpose by a semitone. Very cool. I don't know what this does yet, actually. I don't think it's been able to do anything for FL, but I don't really care. I mean, would be nice to have all my buttons that I paid for to work. But it's just, I was just wanting the keyboard, and this keyboard was $60. 60, yeah, no, $60 right on the dot. And it also, okay, it's supposed to come with a software, but I got it for $60 because it was already owned by someone else, so it was used. And yeah, so that means that I don't get the software, I guess. And it didn't come with the cable, so I had to ask my landlord for the cable. And turns out he had a printer cable. So he left it for me, grabbed it, and he's like, keep it. And I'm like, what? Thank you so much. So free printer cable, and now I can plug in my MIDI keyboard. The night that I got it, I wasn't able to use it because I didn't have the cable, but then the next day, I was just super excited to use it, so I asked my landlord day after. I asked everyone that I knew. I asked my, well, not everyone that I knew. I asked all my roommates if we had a printer cable, and then I asked my family at home if we had a printer cable, and turns out we do. And then, but it was already midnight at this point, so I didn't want to bother my landlord. I know he sleeps pretty early. He's a military man. Anyways, that's besides the point. So I asked him in the morning, and then yeah, got the printer cable. Very cool. Very, and I've been liking it. I have another keyboard. I have one at home, and it's some old Yamaha keyboard, electric keyboard, of course. And I have a regular piano as well, but this electric keyboard, the Yamaha, it's awful. I remember playing on it and it just felt so cheap. Electric keyboards tend to feel cheap, but the Yamaha was just so unpleasant to play. Yeah, and it was so bulky too, and it was really long. I think it was 8 octaves. No, 7. Yeah, I can't remember, but I think it was a full-size piano, or maybe like 1 octave short of a full-size piano. And that's too unwieldy for me. Although it did have a stand, so I might bring the stand, and that way, instead of like having to pick up the keyboard every time I want to play and put it on my desk and then play and then take it off and then use my actual QWERTY keyboard, I could just have a stand here and then I could just play whenever I want. That would be the dream. But it'll be it'll be a little bit before I get that done. That's the vision. Um, right, the story. Okay. So, there's a little, okay, maybe it's a bit bright, but the story is basically, oh my goodness, why is it so bright? On Thursday, last Thursday, so like 4 days ago, yeah, 4 days ago or so, maybe five, yeah, it's five, yeah, 5 days ago, I went to the gym to work out. I'm pretty sure it was, okay, it doesn't matter. Went to the gym to work out with a friend, my friend Will. And um right, we were doing, so I showed up like when I said I was going to show up. This is when I didn't have a phone. Like my phone was bricked. So I messaged Will. I was like, I'm going to show up at this time. Like, okay, we're leaving now. I'm going to show up at this time. And I like, no, sorry, he asked that and I said, "Yes, I'm showing up to the gym in 15 minutes." And then I logged off and I had headed out. So I couldn't check my phone to see if he if he changed his mind, or he, I don't know, something got delayed. His bus got delayed and he couldn't make it, or the his bike got a flat tire or something like that. So went to the gym. I made it on time, and then I was waiting for a bit. So then I did some stretches, and then I realized, oh wait, we're doing legs, so I shouldn't do stretches on the legs because you don't want to do static stretches before the workout, since you could get injured and it's less conducive to strength. You lose the strength. You're not as strong if you're fully stretched out. Dynamic stretches are okay, but weightlifting, you generally just want to warm up for your set. Okay, so did that, and I finished my, yeah, I just did a couple of stretches until I realized this, and then I still couldn't see him. Okay, well, let's get started on the first one. And no, yeah, okay, let's get started on the first exercise, and he'll show up at this time. So I did hamstring curls, and it was 30 minutes went by, and he still wasn't here. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna assume, and I don't have my phone, so I can't text him. There's no way I can communicate with him. So, and I was getting anxious because I don't know when he's gonna come in. So I have to keep an eye on the door because like he might not see me. And then, but then I realized, oh wait, when he comes in, like what if he's already here too, is the thing. So I checked around again, couldn't find him. Okay, when he comes in, he'll search for me, so I don't have to look at the door too much, but that doesn't really help. Like I still feel the need to check the door every so often, so I know when he comes in and I'm not surprised or whatever. So that was a little annoying. And then, right, yeah, I finished hamstring curls, but when I was on the hamstring curl machine, there was this girl on the who was stretching as well. She came in a little after I first came in. And then I recognized her from the gym, I don't know, a while ago. Like I've seen her before. And then she looked, when I was doing the hamstring curls, she just looked at me, and then like, you know how you do that thing, like you see a stranger and the stranger sees you and you both make eye contact and then you immediately look away, like whether it's a girl or a guy. So that happened, and I was like, oh okay. And then I think I saw it, yeah, I saw it in my peripheral too, that she was facing me as well, but maybe she wasn't even facing me in my peripheral. Like it was my peripheral, so I could be wrong too. But I tried to just like ignore it. I'm doing my own thing. Then I go over to do squats on the other side of the gym because all the squat rats are taken. This day was, oh no, it was a Tuesday. It had to be a, no, it was a Wednesday. No, wait, no, it was Tuesday. It was Tuesday. My bad. So all the squat racks were taken. All the, okay. Like that does not happen. Especially it's summer. Like who's out here doing all the squats? Why is it so busy? Anyways, I managed to find there's this one squat rack that nobody really considers a squat rack. Like it is a squat rack, but it's like in the middle of the gym, so it doesn't make any sense. And it's like, why would you even use that? Like all this. So I ended up using that one because that one was open. And then there's another one that's like awful. Like I've used it once, and it's just like it looks so cheap as a squat rack. It looks like the equivalent if all of them were steel, and then you know like if you had steel beams. Like I'm not saying the squat rack had steel beams, but I'm saying just like the analogy that I'll make is you have steel, and then some guy comes along and he has tin foil or aluminum, like aluminum tin foil. It's like you cannot compare them. Like one's just obviously worse than all the others. So that I didn't take the tinfoil one. I didn't take the tinfoil squat rack, but I ended up doing my squats and still warming up, basically, well, warming up and then actually doing a set. So I finished my hamstring curl set already. Why is this such a long story just to tell us? It's not even a story. Okay. It's just recounting what happened. Okay. Okay. And then my buddy, he finally walks into the gym. And then I see him, I wave over, and then he chooses another squat rack, the better one that opened up. So then one of the better ones. So then I was like, oh, okay, you're starting off with squats. I'll join you. It was like, yeah, okay. Let me fill up my water bottle. All right. So I meet over with him. I'm done with my squat rack, and I go over to the new squat rack. But while I was at the squat rack, when I first moved over to the squat rack, the like the not tinfoil one, the one in the middle of the gym that nobody really likes using too much. The girl who was stretching came over and did squats on the tinfoil squat rack, which is also in the middle of the gym. But okay, that could mean anything. I mean, like she's doing legs, so it doesn't really mean anything. I mean, yeah, she's yeah, whatever. But then, so I didn't think of anything of it. But then she looked over. She looked over to me. Um, like looked over to me, and then I was like, okay, this is like I'm starting to get a hint, a feeling of interest, an indicator of interest, IOI, as the pickup artists say, and but I was partially dismissing it because she was also like she probably thought like where's all the squat racks, like let me look at all the squat racks and see if they're all taken, and if there's at least a better squat rack than this. So she just happens to look at my squat rack, and then I'm at the squat rack, so it's not like you can avoid looking at me because I'm on the squat rack, I'm in the squat rack. Oh yeah, whatever. Then we start doing squats, and now I feel like I can't remember it too well, but I feel like she looked at me again because I started to really think like at that point started to think like, okay, maybe she is actually interested in me because maybe she does keep on looking over to me specifically. But then because of that, so it could be kind of a confirmation bias situation going on where I wanted to confirm that, so I kept on looking at her, and then she would notice that I was looking at her, so she'd look at me when I was looking away. So it's hard to tell for sure. And then yeah, we finish. No, we man, my friend just kept on doing squats. He was doing a ridiculous squat, and he was recovering too. He wasn't even doing a full squat day, but yeah, he did a big warm up and everything. And Right. So the girl finishes the squats, her squats on the tinfoil squat rack, and then she grabs. Oh, she ends up doing hip thrusts in the corner of the gym. That's close by us. Instead of the hip thrust machine. All right, whatever. And um right, okay, as she's walking by. So right before she's standing in the corner of the gym and then she's on her way to walking by, and I'm pretty sure, see, I say pretty sure because I can't remember it now if I'm like if I'm misremembering, if I'm manufacturing the story, what's it called? Fabricating the story to make it seem like I'm not insane. But as she starts walking by, she looks at me and then she keeps on walking. So she's in the corner. She looks at me and then she keeps on walking and looks straight. And there's a mirror, so I can see her, but it's not obvious that she looked at me. Okay, now it sounds like ridiculous, like I'm insane. No, I definitely am overthinking this, but let me continue. Okay. Yeah, at this point, I mentioned to my friend. Yeah, I mentioned to my friend, hey, is this girl checking me out? And then he's like, which girl? And then I say, I somehow coordinate who it is. And he's like, oh, I haven't been paying attention. Okay, well, I want you to, like, I want to make sure that I'm not insane and I'm not, like, making this up. Okay, so I keep on going and then I decide, okay, he keeps on doing squats, so I'm just tired of squats. I hate squats now. And then they're like vegetables for me. Like, I'll do them because they're good, but I hate them. I hate doing it. So I'm like, okay, I'm done with squats. You've still got your working set because you just did warm ups the entire time. So I'll do, I don't know, lateral raises while you're doing your working set. And then once I'm done, we can do quad extensions or abs or some other machine. Oh man. So then I do my lateral raises and then the girl who's doing the hip thrust in the corner, she's passing by the gym to the front desk to I guess to get cables or like not cables the she's getting something or she has a reason to pass by, and there's the mirror right in front of me while I'm doing lateral raises, and wait, no, okay, so I do a couple, and the second set or like the third set, right, no, it is the third set, my friend comes over, he's just like resting. He's on his resting in between sets. The girl walks by, and as soon as she crosses me, she looks like 90 degrees exactly to me, and then like immediately looks away. So she's like, and like I could see that because like the mirror's right in front of me, and it was just so obvious. Like the head flick was just so obvious. So then, um, yeah. So I'm like to my friend because my friend's right there, and I'm like, "Did you see that? Did you see that? Like I'm not making it up." Anyways, so I like that. Surely that has to be a sign. Anyways, yeah, I think that was. Oh no, that wasn't the last sign. There was one last sign. So friend kept on doing squats and then I finished lateral raises and I saw the leg press opened up or the leg extension opened up, so I said to him, hey, I'm gonna go over to the leg extension. Right, I went over, I did a set, and then he came over, and then a bit later on I noticed the girl is heading to walk out, um and so at this point I'm like, okay, well, I need to know if she's looking at me. So I look at her as she's walking up, but there's a pillar, so I can't see her if she's looking at me. like our line of vision is blocked. So I just decide to look at her like after the pillar, and sure enough, she walks after the pillar, and she's looking at me like she's looking directly at me, and then she looks away, and it was like it was so I don't know, it was so funny. At least I found it funny, but I think like I'm not crazy, and I also know I would say I'm decently good at picking up signs. Like I know if someone's no, I guess I don't really know if someone's interested, but at the same time, yeah, it's hard for me to tell if someone's interested. So you know what? I don't know. I don't know for sure. And it could be that I had, I don't know, a weird mustache, or my glasses were there was something on my face, or something was strange. But it could also be the case that she was interested. So I'll keep that open. And that's just been on my mind. Like the fact that I'm still thinking about that, and it's Monday is that that indicates how much it's been on my mind. And okay, and the the reason, if it was just any girl, I wouldn't care too much. I mean, I don't care. I say I don't care, but I literally took what 10 minutes to explain this. I say like I wouldn't care too much about this normally if it was just any girl, but this girl I found decently attractive in the first place. Like and okay, and I think the reason I also find her attractive is because she looks Latina as well. So I'm pretty sure like you can, yeah. I I'm pretty sure she is. Like if I think she's Latina, and I know I should know what a Latina looks like versus other ethnicities, then she should be. But she could be some other ethnicity. Regardless, that my point is that that gives like preference, right? Because I have that preference. I You know what? This is just awkward saying this now, but that's what I wanted to say. That's what's been on my mind. Okay, moving on. I also wrote. Okay, okay, not moving on. There's one more thing. So yeah, I've seen her before, and I would like to talk with her. I want to talk with her to see what she's like. Yeah, and she's cute too. Yes, yeah, and modest. So I put modest in with a question mark. She wore the long sweatpants, but she had a bra top. Like those workout bras that are just like they're not exactly bras. Like they've got the thick strap here, and then they've got the thick strap underneath as well. And they cover well, but it's still a bra. But she wore long pants, and it was a hot day. So I wouldn't blame her for wearing shorts, but she wore long pants. And it's not like you wear long pants to hide defects, I would say, unless you have cellulite, which she didn't look overweight. Unless you have cellulite, um you wait, there would be no reason you wouldn't wear shorts. You would have no reason not to wear shorts. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Um, what am I saying? Yeah, that's been on my mind. So the reason I make a big deal out of this is because I don't want to go for a girl who's super superficial and who wears things that I wouldn't approve of. And although that attracts my attention in the first place, if I were in a relationship with that, with someone who was so flamboyant, it wouldn't bode well for me. It's not even a jealousy thing, it's just, why are you wearing such articles of clothing? Like, why do you want this attention, this male attention? But she does, and the other thing too is it's kind of normalized. So like what there's this girl that I saw at the gym after, and she usually wears an oversized t-shirt, but this time she wore a bra, like a straight up, like it was not a straight up, but like the classic gym bra that you see. It's like, oh my goodness, why? Don't wear that. Don't wear that to the gym. Um, but yeah, like I also know I have a friend who's Middle Eastern, and she wears that style of clothes. Like she'll wear long pants, and she'll wear just a crop top, like not even a crop top, like basically a bra. It's like I thought you were more on the conservative side, like Middle Eastern conservative, and your parents are conservative too, and you are. Your views are conservative too, but you just wear this. Like why? Why do you do that? Like so it has me a bit conflicted. Like, is this really an indication of your values? But also, maybe it's just to the point that it's so normalized that I shouldn't judge it, which kind of sucks because it should be judged. It's something that, like, if I were a girl, I would wear a t-shirt. Well, it's hard to say without actually being a girl and liking this male attention, but I would wear a t-shirt and also seeing like your peers, all of your peers wearing a certain style of clothing. So that could be too. Yeah, okay. I guess it doesn't, like, you can't really, it's harder to judge. Like peer pressure is such a big thing among girls. My friend demonstrated this as well. If you ask for an opinion and then you kind of promote an opinion first, so you say, which one's better? I like option A more, but which one do you think is better? They'll say option A, and then her friend will also say option A. It's just crowdsourcing. That's the wrong term, but I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to say crowdsourcing. Um, and what was I gonna say too? Right, okay, if I was a girl and I saw a girl wear this, so I know it's not out of the question. I would wear soccer shorts. So sure, they'd probably be short, but at least they're not like the tight the tight ones, and soccer shorts and yeah, a long sleeve, probably oversized t-shirt, and that's it. Like you, and I find that attractive too. Like you don't have to show off skin to be attractive. Like not only do I find that attractive, I also find that I find that beautiful and also nice if I were looking for a relationship in that girl, with that girl. But then, like, if you're just wearing like tight, like tight top and tight bottom, it's just like, do I really want to even approach you in the first place? Like, no. It's just so. it's just too much, man. But no, I can't really say I wouldn't want to approach you because I have approached girls that have that, but like, yeah, yeah, okay, what can I say then? Yeah, but just don't wear that. Why? So, 30-minute rant once again, very cool. All right, moving on. The last thing that I'll say, I got some fragrance samples on Temu, like the sprays. Got 10 more, and I just want to say they're more on the hit or miss side. In case you're thinking of getting fragrance sample travel sprays, the empty travel sprays so you can fill it up. There's one set that I got that are really, really good. They don't leak at all. These new ones, they don't leak, but they don't, like, I was trying to pump it with liquid, and a lot of the liquid was coming out. Like, it wasn't just going directly into the bottle. A lot of it was just going on the actual, on the, on the fragrance bottle that I was trying to get it out of, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, I don't know how to really, like, the liquid was coming out, but only some of it was getting into the actual sample. All of it was just spreading out and just like spraying all over the place. But they don't leak. At least I don't think they leak because I put them back in the plastic bag that they came in, and I didn't see any water underneath, any liquid underneath that would indicate that they are leaking from the bottom. And they spray well. They haven't broken in the spray yet, although I've only used two. So I am somewhat satisfied with my purchase. Oh, and also don't buy chargers from Temu because I've bought two chargers so far, a cable and a charger, two charger blocks. And none of the chargers have fast charging. I mean, if you want regular charging, 5-watt charging, you could probably just buy from Temu, but I've used my fast charging cable with the block, so I know it's not the cable, and it still doesn't fast charge. So it is the block, and I've used it on both of the blocks, and it still doesn't fast charge. Like, my phone will say fast charge, and you can also tell by just how long it takes to charge, and neither of them are fast charging, even though they both say fast charging, 40 watts or 30 watts fast charging. That is my wisdom that I will share for today.